Hi friends, have a look at my screen and you will see that Nifty 50 in the last 5 years has managed to generate around 22% total returns, which is on an annual basis. This data is as of May 2025, and Nifty 50 we all know is the most widely used investing index. But at the same time, if you have a look at my screen and see Nifty Alpha 50, again, I'll talk about what is Nifty Alpha 50. But if you only speak about the returns as of May 2025, in the last 5 years, this index has managed to generate around 35% annual returns. That is almost 13% more returns on an yearly basis is what Nifty Alpha 50 has managed to generate over Nifty 50. And let me put this 13% extra annual returns in some context. For example, if 5 years back, if you invested 10 lakh rupees in Nifty 50, then at 22% annual returns basis, you would have gained a total 17 lakh rupees of capital gain or your wealth. Totally, you would have had 27 lakhs after 5 years. But if you invested the same 10 lakhs in Nifty Alpha 50 strategy, then at 35% annual returns, your capital gains or your profits would have been around 34 lakhs, which is almost twice than Nifty 50. In Nifty 50, we got 17 lakhs versus Nifty Alpha 50, we got 34 lakhs. So 13% of annual returns have given twice more the wealth in case of 10 lakhs investment in 5 years of horizon. This is the power of Alpha strategy. Now, before you jump out of your chair, stop all your SIPs in Nifty 50 and start jumping into Nifty Alpha 50, please hear this video out completely, because in this video, I'm going to talk about returns. I've only talked about the point-to-point returns, but I'll get into details of rolling returns and many other aspects of returns. Secondly, I will also cover the risks, the volatility, and many other aspects that you need to understand. And thirdly, I will also speak about the investment options out there. If you ever want to invest in Nifty Alpha 50 strategy, I will also explain to you what is this Nifty Alpha 50 and how is it able to outperform the normal indexes like Nifty 50. Please take this video only for educational purposes. Do not go and blindly invest in any of these indexes. I'm going to bring you data-backed analysis. Let the data talk and you will learn a lot of things about Nifty Alpha 50 strategy. If you don't know me, my name is Rahul Jain. I'm a full-time investor and a full-time content creator. And if you're new to my channel, please do not yet subscribe to this channel. Watch this video for the next 3 to 4 minutes. I'm pretty sure that you are going to become a lifelong subscriber. With that, shall we get this video started? Let's go. So the first point that I want to explain to you is the returns. And when I talk about returns in mutual funds and in index mutual funds, please make sure that you're looking out for the rolling returns, because rolling returns tells us the consistency of a mutual fund or index fund. For example, here have a look at my screen. We are going to have a look at Nifty Alpha 50's 3-year average rolling returns, and also we are going to look at 5 years average rolling returns. We are also going to compare this with Nifty 50, Nifty Next 50, which is the junior Nifty, Nifty 500, which encapsulates large cap, mid cap, small cap, then Nifty 200, which is the mixture of large cap and mid cap, and at the end, we have Nifty Alpha 50. What you will note here is that on a 3-year average rolling return basis, Nifty Alpha 50 has outperformed all of these 4 indexes, and it has given 18% annual returns from a rolling return perspective, which is far, far higher than all of these indexes. In fact, the other point you will note here is the junior Nifty has managed to give better returns than Nifty 50, Nifty 500, Nifty 200. But Nifty Alpha by miles have given far better returns on a 3-year rolling return basis. Have a look at 5-year rolling return basis. Exactly the same scenario. Nifty Alpha 50 has given 18.6% returns. In fact, on a 5-year basis, it has given slightly better returns, 18.6% versus 18%. And as compared to all other indexes, this has happily managed to give better returns. Now, immediate question that people ask me is that, Rahul, you're talking about rolling returns, but why are you not talking about risk adjusted returns? What is a risk adjusted return? That if I'm taking 1 unit of risk and if I'm investing in 2 assets, how much of returns I'm going to get, which is called the risk adjusted returns. For that, have a look at my screen and you will see that on a 10-year basis, if you look at the 10 years horizon and if you look at the risk adjusted return between Nifty 50 and Nifty Alpha 50, Nifty Alpha 50 has given 0.91 risk adjusted return versus Nifty 50 that has given 0.78. So in fact, if somebody is arguing with us that what about the risk adjusted returns, I would say that Nifty Alpha clearly has given better risk adjusted returns. It doesn't mean that there is no risk in Nifty Alpha 50. I'll talk about that in a minute, but the point is very, very simple that if you were to take the same unit of risk, Nifty Alpha has given you better returns than Nifty 50. Now you may say that Rahul, you are totally biased. You are just talking good things about Nifty Alpha 50. Definitely there has to be a catch. So let me now be very, very unbiased with you and present you something that is a drawback of Nifty Alpha 50. Again, people will not give you unbiased commentary. Here my intent is to educate you. And if you're liking this video so far, hit the like button. Let me speak about now volatility of this index, which is the key drawback of Nifty Alpha 50, and I'll explain to you in an extremely simple language. So if you look at the volatility data here, Nifty 50's volatility is 16.5%. Volatility is simply fluctuations in an index from its average returns, how much an index can fluctuate by, right? So here, for example, Nifty 50 is 16.5%. Nifty Alpha 50 is more volatile because the volatility here is what? 21.6%. And let me now give you real live examples of volatility so that you understand it once and for all. For example, we have been seeing market panic since October 2024 to March 2025. The stock market has been down, all the indexes have been down, portfolios have been down by 20%, 30% and whatnot. Have a comparison of Nifty Alpha 50, which is the purple color line here, versus the candlestick pattern, which is Nifty 50. What do you note? During this same period, Nifty Alpha fell by almost 31%, 30.95%. And Nifty 50 fell by how much? 17.40%. So people who had Nifty Alpha 50 in their portfolio would have gone down by almost 30.95%. If I just say that there was only one asset in their portfolio. While investors who only had Nifty 50, their portfolio would have been down by around 17%. This is called volatility, that the fluctuation in the short term is very, very high in case of Nifty Alpha 50. Now have a look at the second chart here. As the market started to recover, what happened here? Again, purple line is Nifty Alpha 50, candlestick is Nifty 50. Here if you see, Nifty Alpha 50 as on today have already gained 25%, while Nifty 50 has managed to gain 13%. Meaning that Nifty Alpha 50 quickly recovered from the fall. Again, this is showing you the positive sides of the fluctuation. Point is very, very simple. If you're going to invest in Nifty Alpha 50, be ready for this volatility. Be ready for the bumpiness in your returns. Be ready for this experience of returns that you are incurring, that you will see a fall. You will have to bear with that fall, and all of a sudden you will see that the recovery has happened. If you're happy with this volatility, if you're happy with this returns experience, then Nifty Alpha 50 from a historical data point of view has proven that it is a better asset than Nifty 50. Now you may say that Rahul, you have cherry picked the recent underperformance of the market. What about the bull runs? What about the bear runs? So have a look at my data here. Again, you will see a lot of data. During the bull runs, if you note Nifty Alpha 50, here are the 4 bull run periods you can see, April 2005 to Jan 2008 and so on and so forth. What you see here is that Nifty 50 versus Nifty Alpha 50. Out of the 4 bull runs you see on the top half, in the 3 bull runs, Nifty Alpha 50 has very, very comfortably beaten Nifty 50. There was only one bull run here between February 2017 to 20, where Nifty Alpha has given lesser returns than Nifty 50. So what is this indicating? It is indicating that most of the bull runs, Nifty Alpha 50 will do better, but it is not guaranteed that it will always do so, because there was a period here where Nifty Alpha did not outperform Nifty 50. We have seen that. Now comes the bear runs. Now, a lot of people believe that in bear runs, Nifty Alpha 50 will not perform. That is going to be always the case. Actually, that is not the case. In fact, here, if you look at these 4 bear run situations, out of the 4, in 3 bear runs, Nifty Alpha 50 has outperformed. It has fallen, but it has fallen less than Nifty 50. That's what the data is telling us. Only in one instance, which is from January 2008 to October 2008, where Nifty 50 fell by almost 59%, Nifty Alpha 50 went down by 77%. Because during the financial collapse, market all of a sudden fell. And when market all of a sudden fell by heavy margins, this is where Nifty Alpha had underperformed previously. But if you look at the totality, during the bear runs, it's not that Nifty Alpha has underperformed Nifty 50. In fact, out of the 4 episodes here, in 3, it has done pretty well. So this was all about returns, risks, volatility. Now you may ask me a question that Rahul, you have not even explained us why Alpha 50 strategy has managed to outperform Nifty 50, because we really need to understand the core reason of it. Allow me 2 to 3 minutes of time. I will explain to you in extremely simple language that you will never forget. Have a look at my screen, and what you see is the Nifty Alpha 50 index methodology. So the simplest way this strategy works is have a look at the top 300 stocks that have been listed on the exchange for the last 1 year. And what you do is out of these 300 stocks, you pick up those 50 stocks that had highest alpha. What is the meaning of highest and what is the meaning of alpha? Alpha is, for example, HDFC stock. HDFC stock's benchmark is what? Nifty 50, because HDFC stock is a large cap stock. Now, how much of alpha HDFC have generated as compared to Nifty 50? So if Nifty 50, for example, in the last 1 year has given 10% returns, and HDFC, let's say for simplicity, have given 15% returns. HDFC's alpha will be how much? 5%. So we have to look at those 300 stocks and compare their benchmarks, look at their own returns, benchmark returns, calculate the alpha, and come up with those 50 stocks that have got the highest alpha. This is the logic. The entire thesis here is that I am going to pick up 11 cricket players. I'm building my own team, and I'm going to look at the last IPL's history, and I will look at those players who have done exceptionally well. Those potentially can become eligible for my team. Now, whether these players will perform or not next year, there is no guarantee because nobody really knows future. But the entire thesis is we look at the last 1 year's performance of these stocks and include that in our alpha strategy. And beauty is that you don't need to do any of this. This is all done by the Nifty Alpha 50 index. And more importantly, this brings a lot of flexibility in this particular index. There are 2 key reasons why this index has managed to beat Nifty 50 and many other indexes. Reason number 1 is this is market cap agnostic. For example, if you look at large cap, mid cap, small cap allocation within the Nifty Alpha 50 space, you will see that it changes. It changes. December 21, the large cap was contributing around 33% of allocation in Nifty Alpha 50. In March 2022, all of a sudden it came down to 15.4%. Why? Because the alpha generated by large caps dropped. So this is looking at those high performing stocks, and it is not looking at the large cap or small cap or mid cap. Nifty 50 has a limitation that it will only invest in the top 50 stocks which are large cap. It will never go near the small cap or mid cap. Likewise, all other indexes may have their own limitations, but here from a market cap perspective, there is a quite flexibility in this particular index, and therefore it is automatically adjusting the market cap, giving us those stocks that are performing well in the last 1 year. This is one reason. Second reason is also the sector allocation. Here, whichever sector is performing good in the last 1 year, it is going to pick up those stocks. For example, if you look at the allocation, financial services, right from December 21 to March 25, you can see how the allocation have changed. Right from 11.9% to almost 41.2% in September 2023, and now it has dropped to 20.8%. In fact, many active investors look at these allocations to find out where is the momentum or where is the extra returns right now. For example, if you look at the consumer discretionary segment, as of March 2025, the allocation has gone up from 18.9% to 29.1%. What is it showing you? That the stocks within the consumer discretionary segment in the last 1 quarter has able to beat the benchmark returns. Many active investors also use these strategies to go and narrow down into a particular sector. This is the second reason in my view that the sector rotation is happening automatically. You don't need to really hire any expert. You don't need to really invest in stocks if you're not comfortable. If you don't understand how the sector rotation works, you simply pick these strategy indexes because they are naturally building some of these portfolio best practices into the index. Now let me speak about top 2 options if you ever want to invest in Nifty Alpha 50. One of them is in ETF and the second one is an index mutual fund. Before I start, hopefully you're finding this video useful, and if you're finding this video useful, request you to like the video, become the subscriber of my channel, because if you watch 20 such videos over a long period of time, you're going to become very good investor. Also, let me know in the comments a simple thank you. It motivates me to bring such content for you at zero cost. Finally, if you really want to practically learn investing, you can consider joining my YouTube community. I do not have any paid courses. I do not run any paid workshops. I only teach through my free YouTube channel or my paid YouTube community. You will find the link in the description or in the comments, or simply go to my channel and press on the join button. The feedback of this community has been very, very good. On almost daily basis, we are learning something new. I'm posting almost on a daily basis. And more importantly, we are learning various assets, for example, stocks, mutual funds, ETFs. It will bring you a lot of knowledge. So if you are interested practically learning, you can join this community. With that, let me now speak about two popular options. So popular option number one is Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF. This is an ETF, exchange traded fund. You can go buy and sell this particular ETF during the market hours. That's the key difference between ETF and index mutual fund. The index mutual fund, which is the second option, is Bandhan Nifty Alpha 50 index fund. Now let me quickly give you some details about that. So first is Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF. This ETF started back in December 2021. So in December 2025, it will complete 4 years. Kotak ETF is slightly older than the Bandhan Nifty index. Bandhan Nifty Alpha 50 index only started in November 2023. So it has not even completed 2 years at the time of recording this video. If you look at the AUM, Bandhan's AUM is around 400 crores, right? And if you look at Kotak's AUM, it is around 621 crores. So Kotak is slightly bigger fund as compared to Bandhan, and it is slightly older than Bandhan. Now, when it comes to returns, let me talk about the performance of these funds in the last couple of years. So if you look at the Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF, and if you compare this with Nifty Alpha 50, since inception, which is almost 3.5 years of period, Kotak has given around 13.29% versus the index that is given 15.56%. So it has underperformed the index by around 2%. Why this difference in 2%? One is, of course, there is an expense ratio. I will give you the data about that in a minute. But secondly, the tracking error. 2% to me is slightly higher difference versus what you will see, for example, in Nifty 50 ETFs or Nifty Next 50 ETFs. These are strategy funds, so following them, chasing them, tracking them, sometimes is very difficult. That's why you see the difference is higher here. But if you look at the last 6 months basis, Nifty Alpha 50 index fallen by 9.81% versus Kotak Nifty Alpha fallen by 10.19%. So almost a very similar sort of a performance. All of this data is as of June 7th, 2025. So very, very latest data. Now, if I talk about the Bandhan Nifty Alpha 50 index comparison, it has not completed 3 years yet. So we don't have any data for 3 year or 5 year. It has completed almost 2 years now. If you look at the 1 year performance, it has given 7.19% losses because the market has been in downturn. It's a short-term return, right? Nifty Alpha 50 has given minus 4.94%. So almost, I would say, 2.19% sort of a return, less returns. But the Nifty Alpha 50 has given. But since inception, if you look at the last almost 2 years of period, Bandhan Nifty Alpha 50 index has given 16.20 versus 19.51. It is almost 3%, slightly more than 3% less returns. So in my view, Kotak has performed much better than Bandhan if we look at the last 2 or 3 years of period data. Of course, this is not a very long-term data that we can conclude either ways, but whatever data we have from this perspective, Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF has been performing better. What about the expense ratio? So if we compare the expense ratio, we never invest in regular because regular is having higher expense ratio. So for Bandhan Nifty Alpha 50 direct index fund, the expense ratio is 0.34%, while in case of Kotak, it was not listed on their website, but on Economic Times, the data is 0.30%. So Kotak Nifty Alpha 50 ETF expense ratio is less. Typically, you will find ETFs have less expense ratio. That makes them cheaper, and that's why more and more people nowadays are investing in ETFs. So I've given you totally unbiased commentary here, analysis here, comparison here. This video is not sponsored by anybody. It is my own research. Please do not take that as a recommendation as well. Do some research at your end. If you have any questions about Nifty Alpha 50, about Kotak 50, let me know in the comments. I would be happy to answer as many comments as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, press the like button. I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, keep rocking.